Broskis, we need to talk about the brand new Painkiller game that is published by 3D Realms and developed by Sanshar, Bancho, what the hell are they called? Anshar Studios. They decided that reimagining the good old Painkiller into a generic co-op shooter was a good idea. Why in the freaking hell did I think that was a good idea? I don't know. But we need to talk about it. And my name is good old Papa Slim as always, and my mission here is to talk about all the brutal games out there. And if you like brutal games, consider hitting that subscribe and hit that like button. Now, good old OG Painkiller was firstly developed by People Can Fly, the same people who gave us Bulletstorm and Witchfire. And essentially, it was a linear campaign-style game that was trying to pay homage to Doom and Quake with its fast, fluid combat and hordes of demons that needed slaying. But to stick out, it had some really cool physics to it where you could stake up enemies to the walls, you could see the ragdolls flying, you could break stuff, as well as have some really unique and awesome weapons that was genuinely fun to play around with. And not to mention the gothic, dark, hellish setting of everything. It was a really cool experience back then, and it manages to actually stick out even today and offer a good experience, mostly thanks to the weird enemies and the awesome guns. But as late as yesterday, October 21, we had a brand new Painkiller in the form of a reimagining turned into Darktide 0.5. Essentially what it is a co-op shooter that has 9 different missions that you can go through, set in 3 different biomes. Each of the biomes, they have 3 different missions each, making these 3 missions inside of a biome more or less feel exactly the same, because the combat loop is cannon fodder enemies that are simply melee, cannon fodder enemies with shields, cannon fodder enemies with ranged weapons, and then 4 different elite enemies. And these elite enemies, they are really boring, to be honest. They don't really spice up anything, and that is what you will be seeing as the combat loop throughout the whole game, apart from the last mission set in each of the biome that offers a boss, meaning there's 3 different bosses inside of the missions, and they are, in all fairness, really cool, but not enough. So you might be thinking, okay, it's a co-op online shooter, you can play it offline, but it's mostly an online co-op shooter that you're meant to grind with your friends. You're meant to become the strongest and the coolest. So what do we actually grind for in this game that we haven't seen a million times in all the other co-op shooters that has failed in recent times? Not taking in Darktide. Darktide fucking rules, it nails everything. Well, Painkiller does absolutely nothing out of the ordinary. The thing that it doesn't do, however, is have an end game. It doesn't have anything to actually grind for. Once you have done all 9 missions, you have unlocked everything that you was curious about. You have unlocked everything that is going to make you the ultimate killing machine in this game. You can't become stronger. The only thing that you can do essentially is unlock different variations of upgrades in your weapons. In the 6 different weapons that are in this game. Yeah, that's not a whole lot. That's very little, to be honest. So you can, for an example, unlock the frost shot for the shotgun. But then you have a different tree where you can unlock a magma shot for the shotgun. So if you want to experiment with that, you can do so, and it's going to cost you resources that you get from playing the missions. But you can only have 1 of these upgrades active at a time. So that's what I meant with you cannot become stronger. You can only become different. And that's it. You can grind for upgrades on your weapons, but you can't become stronger, so it really loses that dopamine rush that we're seeking when we are grinding for stuff. Oh yeah, hold on, no, we actually have skins for our characters as well. And take Darktide as an example here. You unlock new armor, you unlock new stuff that you can show off because you are inside of a hub world with other players, and you can actually see your own character inside of that hub world. In here, you buy a new skin for money that you got from playing a mission, and you unlock that skin, put it on a character that you will never ever see. Not a single time in the game. It's quite ridiculous. And then the fact that there is this roguelike mode called Rogue Angel, and it's super awesome because it kind of innovates the whole thing. You have different missions inside of that mission where you have to platform like freaking hell. You have to be really precise, you have to be super fast because you're constantly losing health, and then you enter an arena that is just loaded with enemies, and then you get to a boss and it has different biomes all set inside of one, and it's really cool once. It's really cool once. If you're not given any reason to replay it, why would you? In today's day and age, all of us players, we need reasons. We need to progress somehow. We need to have a dopamine kick somehow. Otherwise, we're not going to play your game. It's simple as that. You can make a super cool and super fun mode, but if there is no reward that is worth it in the end, no one is going to play it. Especially not in a grindy co-op game. A grindy co-op game that has nothing to unlock. It makes no sense to me. Especially not when there is similar games out there in the same price range that does it so much better. Just take Killing Floor 3, that was a flaw, but it still does everything in the co-op genre so much better than what Painkiller does, and it frustrates me. Now, the fact that this is a Painkiller game also frustrates me, because it's not Painkiller, it is only the name. It has nothing to do with Painkiller at all. The only thing that it has is a few of the iconic guns. Redesigned a little bit, sure, they look awesome, they sound great, they have cool animations to them, but that's it. Other than that, this is not a Painkiller game at all. And that doesn't just piss me off, it pisses off a lot of people, because there is no reason behind doing it like this. There's no reason reimagining it like this. It's not to modernize it, it's not to make it cooler. There's no reason behind it more than they thought that it would sell more. Now, the gameplay itself is actually pretty cool, or rather the combat. It is cool. The game has a really nice fluid movement to it. You got a dash, you got a slide, you got a wall jump. There is plenty of gore in the game. The weapons, as I said, they sound and feel great. The level design is it's decent. The arenas that we fight in, they're super cool, but overall, as you play a level, it's not going to stick with you. There is nothing that is memorable in there. They look cool and the arenas are well designed, but that's it. There's nothing that happens that is memorable. There's nothing that happens that will make you go, wow, or oh, this level was so cool. They all feel very same-ish throughout. And they are very same-ish throughout with 3 different biomes, and that's it. It's a real shame, to be honest. And while the combat feels great, it could have been so much better if more focus were put into the enemies. It's not fun killing the same cannon fodder enemies and 4 different elite enemies over and over and over. And the only thing to actually spice it up is different objectives that happens now and then that are very, very simple objectives of collect that canister, bring it there. I'm not gonna drag this video out any longer. This was a bit of a short rant from Slim, talking a bit about the situation of co-op games in 2025 and overall the whole Painkiller decision and how it could have been so much better than it is, and the fact that it wears the Painkiller game for no reason whatsoever. You've heard my thoughts on it, now I want to hear your thoughts on it down in the comments. Let's talk about it. And if you like brutal games, remember to hit that subscribe and like. And Papa Slim, we will see you in the next one. Over and out.